So you're looking to buy a home in either Seattle or Bellevue, but you can't decide which to choose. I lived in the area for so many years and I found very distinct differences between the two cities. In this episode of Living in Seattle, we're going to go over those differences to help you find out which city is best for you. On the one hand, you have Seattle, a hustling and bustling yet congested city with all walks of life. On the other, you have Bellevue, a busy but clean and safe city with a lot of nice homes and businesses. It's safe to say that both housing markets are highly in demand. Let's explore a few properties to show you what you will find. First, we're going to the neighborhood of Queen Anne, on the northwest section of Seattle. This property is a 3-bedroom, 1 3/4 bath, 1948, 2,070 square feet at an asking of $1,095,000. So it's going to feel a little bit compacted, yet big enough to be convenient for the maintenance of the entire kitchen. I love the fact that it's an easy transition to the patio as well. This backyard that you see, it can be converted into a dadu, into an accessory dwelling unit, which ultimately can generate a cash flow, plenty of space here to also, grow an organic garden. It definitely feels very cozy here. It fits the craftsman bungalow cottage construction type you would get from a vast array of early to mid-century properties in Seattle. It does need a little bit of work, but nonetheless, I enjoyed walking around here and filling it out. Would you find a property like this in Bellevue on the other hand? Let's check out a property in Bellevue that is going for a similar price point. Here we are in Lakemont, which is on the edge of Bellevue and Estaqua. This property is 4 bedrooms, 2 1/2 baths, 2,800 square feet, 1992 year built, going for $1.4 million. You will see that properties that are built in this era are going to have this beautiful feature of the grand staircase. One of these things that really hit home for me is the fact that, when I was growing up, I grew up in a home like this. And you have the beautiful hardwood flooring with the contrast with the brown on the hardwoods. There are over 40 cabinets here. More than half the walls are windows, which is something very unique and cool about a property of this era. Cool, so the space is definitely, it's very comfortable. So we're working our way now into the master or the primary suite. And I love the fact that the privacy here, remains intact. We have a hedge wall that is about 30 feet tall. So it seems that for around a similar price range, you receive way more square footage than the Queen Anne property. I actually love this property. It definitely feels like a place I could actually see myself moving with my family. It's bigger, more well-maintained, and is situated in a nice and safe neighborhood. If I were deciding between these two homes, it would be a no-brainer. But in terms of size and scale, Seattle is a much bigger city than Bellevue. So you can't possibly compare the two cities based off only 2 properties. So let's explore another property in the Magnolia neighborhood just west of Queen Anne. This townhouse is brand new. It's a 3-bedroom, 1 3/4 bath, almost 1,400 square feet, 2022 year built, going for $880,000. We have a sun-soaked space, a abundant natural light. Also, as we turn here on my left, we have the side-by-side refrigerator. One of the things that I love most about the contemporary multi-level townhouse built from 2020 onward is the fact that they use a lot of the light or lighter colors here. Now, townhouses are usually pretty cramped at times. That's to be expected. But I love how it fits the modern style that is becoming very popular in Seattle homes. So I was thinking, what I was missing here as I'm, overlooking Queen Anne and, also the Ballard Logs. And, it's a little bit chilly, and what I'm missing is my cup of coffee. Just, getting the whole panorama view. We've seen what kind of properties one would expect when looking for homes in these two cities. It's safe to say that in terms of pricing, they are almost neck and neck. So you must be thinking, there must be more to this. So let's delve into the transportation aspect. Seattle is way more congested than Bellevue. As you can see, the roads are much tighter and traffic is hectic, and it's only 2 p.m. right now. Now, as I'm walking down on First Avenue, the one thing that I want you to keep in mind is that you need to come very early in the day, otherwise you're gonna have difficulties in getting a parking spot. There is plenty of off-street parking, though as you go by through the day, limited parking spaces on the lots that are across on the west and also on the south, so make sure that you come on time to get a parking spot. The congestion in Bellevue is lighter and the roads are much easier to navigate. But the closer you get to the freeways and the main roads, the more difficult it is to travel. In terms of the homeless situation, you will see much more of it in Seattle than Bellevue. As you can see in Pioneer Square, there are some homeless camps, and on these busy roads to the side, there are some as well. This is something that is pretty rare in Bellevue. In my years of living here, I've never known Bellevue to be an area with a homeless population. Okay, now moving on to the actual crime rate. We're going to see that the numbers are relatively low in Bellevue. As far as anything that has been reported, property crime or violent crimes, the data for 2021 is showing that there's been about 7,200 incidents on thefts, motor vehicle thefts, assaults, DUIs as well are within that pool. Now let's go ahead and talk about Seattle and where does Seattle stands with crime and the numbers. Anything that is related to violent crime, property crime, those are going to be at a grand total of 45,000 plus incidents. And so it's tremendously disproportionate to what we have seen so far to Bellevue. Though in this statistical map, we're going to see that there are certain areas in Seattle that do have more crime density than others, right? And anything that is highlighted here on the screen that points out to a darker shade of blue, like Queen Anne, anything that is closer to the downtown, anything that is close by to the university area, Roseville and Ravina are going to have a slightly higher incidence than the communities that are adjacent to them. As far as amenities go, you will never really run out of things to do in either city. To keep it simple, let's go to the big landmarks of each city. In Seattle, we have the infamous Space Needle. This place looks very much different to what you would expect on the amount of foot traffic in the summertime. We're going to see a lot of fairs happening, a lot of shows as well. Right behind me is the Climate Pledge Arena. It used to be called the Key Arena, so that's why it took me a little bit of time to make sure that I got it right. Myself and Barry, who is holding the camera on the other end, are gonna get launched all the way to the top of the Space Needle. Though there is a long line actually right now that is going on there to get just access to the main entrance. And now we're heading to the McCaw Hall, which hosts incredible ballet shows which are just mesmerizing to watch. In Bellevue, the hottest center of amenities is located in Bellevue Square, where there are shopping malls, movie theaters, restaurants, and bars, where you can relax and enjoy great food and drinks. You can't go wrong. Now, after looking into all this data, you may be wondering, which area should I choose for my next neighborhood and property. And there is no right answer. It all depends on what you envision for yourself to be your next community. So the answer is going to be in relation to what will accommodate best to your lifestyle and also the needs around your family or your own individual needs. Hey, so we'd love to see your comments right below this video. If you love what you watch, make sure to like, and if you don't want to miss on our next episode, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.